Alright, this is my informal paper or speech. The world is full of viruses. The viruses are spread thin throughout the world. Animals like humans have diseases just like snakes, horses, frogs, monkeys, and even dogs. Another breed of animal that is special to people who have a prolonged illness are the felines. Some of these diseases can be pretty nasty for small animals. Cats get a disease that is known as FIV. Just like anything else with animals and plants, there is a classification system. This virus is located in group 6. The family is the retrovirus. In Latin is retrovirus. The subfamily is the orthoretrovirus. The next subgroup is the genus, which is it's a lentivirus. The very last level is called the species, and the species is feline immune deficiency virus. The feline immune deficiency virus affects house cats worldwide. This disease is a form of AIDS, but is only for cats. According to Wikipedia, the world has 2.2 to 4.4% of cats that are affected with this problem. And according to Cornell Feline Health Center, 1.5 to 3% of healthy cats are affected with this disease. That's in the United States, the article said. FIV is similar to 2 other cat diseases, which are FELV and FFV. FELV is feline leukemia, while FFV is feline foamy virus. These highly infected cats can closely relate to humans who have HIV. Remember that this disease is a lentivirus, which means slow. There are 5 subtypes which are based on the nucleotide sequence differences for coding, like POV, which is a polymerase, and an EMV, which is envelope. Out of all of these prototypes, none of these strands can be fatal for cats. Cats can live for years with a relatively healthy life as carriers or transmitters. Like any disease, FIV has a structure. The genome of this disease is a diploid. This means that the virus consists of 2 identical single strands of RNA. The viral core is like the protein shell of a virus. This layer is inside the lipid bilayer, which is the matrix protein from gag forms. The heavily glycosylated layer is the characteristic that scientists believe may mask the B cell epitopes of the EMV glycoprotein. This gives the virus resistance to the virus that neutralizes the antibodies. FIV is transmitted through deep bite wounds and scratches. Saliva from infected cats can enter through the bloodstream to another feline. FIV is also transmitted from pregnant females to the offspring in the utero. Casual contact cannot be ruled out as potential transmission line. Testing for the disease is easy. FIV usually requires a blood test. This test identifies the FIV antibody but doesn't detect the actual virus. False positives occur when the cat carries the antibody, which is harmless, but does not carry the actual virus. Frequent occurrences are when kittens are tested after ingesting the antibodies from their mother's milk. Kittens less than 8 weeks or cats that have been previously vaccinated are the ones that don't get tested that often, but people still do. Felines that test positive may test negative at a later time. The vaccine is still in some stages of development. The development of an effective vaccine against this prolonged disease is difficult. This is difficult since the high number of felines that have various virus strains. Single-strand vaccines that only protect against a single virus variant and have already demonstrated a good efficiency against homologous FIV strains. A dual subtype was released in 2002. This strain made it possible to immunize cats against more FIV strains. The treatment was issued in 2006 by the USDA. This conditional license for the new treatment aids with the lymphocyte T-cell immune modulator. The T-site is made by Prolabs Animal Health. Prolabs Animal Health is a division of AgriLabs. FIV affects the immune system, like most diseases if they're prolonged. Many cells are being managed. FIV is tolerated well by cats, but this disease will eventually lead up to debilitation of the immune system in the feline host by way of the T helper cells. FIV cannot affect another host, just cats. Humans cannot be affected by FIV at all. FIV is usually spread through battles, for example, two tomcats fighting for territory. Indoor cats are less likely to be affected. Of course, this is when they do not come in contact. Spaying or neutering cats seems to effectively control some of the transmission. The disease has a wide variation of stages. The mild symptoms are fever, lethargy, anorexia, pyrexia, and, some scientific words here, lymphodenopathy. This starter off stage is fairly short and is followed by the asymptomatic stage. Cats demonstrate no noticeable symptoms for a very length of time. Each cat stays in this latent stage for only a few months, like fads in fashion. Other cats can take years in this particular stage. The final stage is unknown since the cat is extremely susceptible to secondary infections or conditions. Pregnant females give the stages to the offspring. This vertical transmission is rare based on the small numbers. A case study in Sao Paulo found that 75% of the FIV-infected cats were males. From Cornell, this disease can be carried by lymph nodes, where it produces in white blood cells known as T lymphocytes. Then the virus spreads to other lymph nodes throughout the body. This stage results in a generalized enlargement that is often accompanied by fever. This stage usually passes unnoticed except when the nodes are enlarged. Some other symptoms are a cat that has a poor coat with a loss of appetite, which is commonly seen. The gums and mouth have chronic infections, persistent diarrhea, slow but progressive weight loss, and various cancer and blood cells. Abortion of kittens and other reproductive failures have also been noted. A portion of cats with FIV can have seizures, behavior changes, and other neurological disorders. The viral vector of the disease is basically being used as a gene therapy. FIV integrates the chromosomes from the host, and the cells can divide or stay the same. So FIV sectors could treat neurological disorders like Parkinson's disease. The RNAi transfer can also be used as a gene therapy for cancer. You barely hear about these things because it's just usually a trial in the lab. You just don't get to see what other diseases can treat for people. Cornell also said that one sure way to protect your cat is to prevent any exposure to the virus. Keeping cats indoors reduces their chances of contracting the disease. If you have a cat that has a disease, vaccines are always there to help. The owner does not have to clean the house or apartment after the cat has died. However, the virus cannot live outside the body for more than just a few hours in most environments. So some cats are frequently infected with other agents, so some disinfectant and replacement of items would be the best. Cornell said that cats should be tested if that cat has never really been tested. If your cat has been sick and that cat has been tested but some question exposure can't be ruled out, newly adopted cats entering the household always needs a physical performed. A recently exposed cat should have a test. If your cat is exposed, your vet would suggest testing the cat periodically, and testing the cat periodically, it's just not so many months or weeks. It's usually yearly because anything can change within that time. Above all, if you, the owner, is considering getting the vaccine for the feline, please do it. Working on a prevention method would mean that your cat can live a healthy, normal life. They wouldn't have to be in stages where they can be in pain, and just trying to prevent sickness is one of the worst things people have on their mind for the don't do for a while filter. In the end, cats can transmit a disease known as FIV. This disease is pretty nasty to small animals. A small animal breed that is special to people that have diseases are felines. People have diseases like animals. Some of those animals are snakes, frogs, dogs, monkeys, and horses, amongst other animals from the invertebrates to the vertebrates. This virus is being spread throughout the entire world. It's not just in one small location. The world is full of diseases and other disasters.